Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plans, and today I'm back with another project planner. Today I'm going to be doing a DIY little address book out of the new contact sheets that the Happy Planner released in their winter release. Now there are two different types of these papers. I have these ones that just came out from the winter release, and then I have these ones. These ones I found at Hobby Lobby. They came out kind of like when Savvy Saver, like when the Happy Planner girls came out. So these ones are pretty similar. These ones are kind of fun too. They're more of like a rainbow. So there are two different options, it looks like. But these ones just look a little bit more calm. I kind of like the colors a little bit better of this one. I mean, I like both of them, but I think I'm going to stick with this one for this video. But I'm going to be making an address book because that's one of the things that Happy Planner doesn't really have. But now that they've come out with contact sheets, it's going to be super easy to just put this together and make a fun little address book, because I don't know if you're like me, but because of technology, I have a really hard time remembering people's phone numbers just off the top of my head. Like if I lost my phone, I probably have less than 10 numbers like in my head that I actually remember. So I kind of want to go through especially the important contacts on my phone and, you know, be able to write them all down and have them, you know, like have a hard copy of them somewhere, just because technology has made it extremely hard to be remembering all those things. So we're going to be making a little address book. So I have the contact sheets. I got these little tags. I found these on Amazon. I will link them down in the description below, but they're little A through, like they're the alphabet, and then I believe they also have the numbers in here as well. So they have the A through Z. Maybe they're just the alphabet. The picture I saw said that they also had the numbers, but I think they're just the alphabet. But I thought these would be perfect for tabbing. Then I also have these dividers. I have 23 of them. They're just random dividers in here. They're mainly blacks and whites and then florals of old planners that I had lying around. So I'm going to be making my dividers out of this, and some of them I'm just going to be cutting out like the center of them and then turning them into a divider. But I have 23 because I'm going to be putting X, Y, and Z all on the same tab instead of making separate. So that is why I have 23, because there's 26 letters in the alphabet, but X, Y, Z will all be on the same tab. So those are like my things that I have. If you already have, like I have a couple of classic half sheet planners lying around, you could easily take, you know, these tabs out and then cover the tabs and turn these as well into, you know, into your dividers. But I just thought, like, I love these colors and I kind of want to stick with this kind of color scheme. And then I'm honestly probably going to use this cover from this one. I'm still planning to try to play around with this next year, but we'll see. But I do have a couple of those. But I decided I just really liked these dividers and I want to try to turn them into my own classic half sheet dividers. So let's go ahead and get started. Some other tools that I also have are my Elmer's tape runner, and I have my my paper cutter, which will just make it a lot easier to cut straight lines. And then of course I have my paper punch, because I will need that, because some of these I won't be keeping the punch side. Some of these I'll have to cut in the middle and then, you know, punch somewhere else. Some of these though I'll be able, like this one, I'll be definitely keeping, you know, the punch side of it. So that'll be nice. So let's go through and let's show you how I'm planning to cut the ones that I have to cut in the middle. And then I'll show you how I cut the ones, you know, from the edge. And then I'll speed through all the rest and get all the rest of my dividers cut. And then we will put it together. So let's go ahead and go in making our dividers. I'm going to use one of these just because I think it'll be a lot easier for me to figure out exactly what size I'm going to need. So I'm going to use an actual classic half sheet divider. I just think, you know, I can use this to help me measure, and I think this will make it a lot easier. So this one I'm having to do, and I have several of this one. I just have a lot of these. My bestie gave me a bunch of dividers and they were from like one of the student planners. So I have like a bunch of this one. So I was planning to use them, and then I think I'll just cover this up with a cute, like I have some really pretty floral cardstock. So I think I'm going to be covering, you know, all these up because I have so many of them, but then, you know, it's carrying my black and white theme throughout. So let's just show you how I'm going to do this on one of them. So I'm going to take my divider, and I'm going to take my, what is this called? my test divider. We'll call this one a tester. And I want to make sure I'm leaving room on this side to punch. So I'm going to just move it so I can kind of see. I don't know if you can see, like the B is kind of poking through there. I'm going to use this just to kind of determine how far over I want to be from that B. And I'm going to do it around there. I think that's a pretty good spot. I'm going to make sure it's even. I'm going to go in with just a little pen. So, and I'm going to mark both sides. And I'm not going to mark where the tab is because I'm not keeping the tab regardless. Then I'm going to go in with my paper cutter. And we're going to slice this off. Same thing, I'm going to slice the other one. Just like so. So now I don't have that crazy rainbow. And now I just have the main part of my divider. So if you can look, it fits. It's the same size. Perfect. So that's how I'll do the ones that are in the center. Then I'll just need to go in with my paper punch, slide it in there, line it up where it's supposed to go, and punch it. Okay, and then it's punched for a divider. Then all I'll have to do is add my tab. And then this one, like I said, I think one of them I'm going to go ahead and keep the Be a Pop of Kindness, and then the other ones I'll cover up later. So let me go in with one that I'm just doing on the edge. And literally it's the same kind of steps, so nothing too crazy. Let's find that really pretty floral one, because that one is like, duh, I'm going to be showing the florals of this one. This one is gorgeous. All right, so same thing. I'm going to take that divider, and now I really just need my line. I'm going to get a white pen, so I'm not going to be able to see that green. But now I just need my divider to be on the edge. So same exact thing. I made that little mark down at the bottom. I'm going to take my paper cutter, slide it in, make sure it's nice and straight. Then I only have to cut off one piece, which is so nice. And then voila, there I have my divider. It's a little bit too, I don't think I lined that up very well. Just gonna trim off a teeny tiny bit more. There we go. There we go. Then I have a gorgeous divider. So easy peasy. So I'm going to literally go and do this to the rest of the dividers that I have, and then I will be right back. Okay, friends, so I am back. I have my dividers. I went through and I just added, you know, little things just to cover that. I'm not really gonna be too picky about how these are done. Oh, Oh yeah, I left one blank. I was like, wait, I missed one. Just kidding. I left one how it was, so that way they are a little bit different. But there we go. So I have several black and white, as you can see. I have like a random silver one. I have these gorgeous floral ones. I made sure to try to keep the quotes that were on these, and I absolutely love how these ones turned out. Like, so fun. I'm so happy with these ones. Like, they turned out actually really good. So, something I should have done differently is I could have turned these different ways when I punched them, so that way this was down at the bottom, but now it's kind of too late because they're already punched, but that's okay. Something for future, something to think about. You can flip things however you want to kind of change them up. I don't know why that literally came across my mind like as I was putting these on. I was like, I definitely should have done that. But as you can see, you can make these really easy. You can kind of adjust them really easy. I just used a paper pad from Michaels. You could also even make new dividers completely out of those paper pads. I would suggest maybe, you know, doubling up on them, or maybe putting them on top of a little bit of a thicker cardstock, just so that way your divider is a little bit thicker, because I do know, like, this, I mean, this paper is kind of, it's a little bit lighter than, like, the dividers are, as far as like the thickness. Okay, so I have that. Now we have to solve another little problem before I do my tabs. So there is this problem of this craziness on the back. So I'm actually going to take some half sheet note paper that I have lying around. And in here, there's just some like dot grid half sheet paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these to the back. So I don't need a ton. I only need enough for this, but I literally haven't even touched this notebook. And now it's finally coming in handy because they're already sized. I don't have to worry about, you know, sizing paper. If there's a certain paper that you want on the back of these, then definitely use that. But I'm just going to go ahead and go in with these. Let's put these dividers in the order I want them, because my thought is I can stick this tab in between when I paste this and this together, because otherwise the tab's going to go on top, and I don't want that. I want the tab to go like on this paper, and then that way when I glue it, the tab is inside, if that makes sense. So first, let's go in and let's put these in the order I want them in. So I have all of my, like, I want to make sure I'm spreading these guys out, spreading like all the striped away from all the rest, especially like I have multiples of these dotted ones. I want to spread those ones out. Basically all the black and white just really needs to be spread out because I have a lot. So what divider is going to open this up? What's going to be my A? I kind of want to do the floral because that's just my favorite, and I'd love to open up, you know, my notebook to the floral. So we'll do floral first. I'm just going to put a sheet of paper with that, and then we're going to have to do, you know, some of this black and white. So then let's go ahead and do a polka dot, and I'm going to add a sheet just so I don't forget. Let's do one of these striped as well. Like, we're going to have to add multiple of these black and whites just because there's so many of them. For some reason, I have a lot of black and white, which isn't a bad thing. It helped me kind of come up with a theme that I want for this, so not bad idea. Okay, and then we can do more, maybe like a quote divider. There we go. So now I have them in the order that I want. So now we can go in with our tabs. So this is what I'm thinking. So I have them all in the order. They have their paper with them that I'm going to be gluing them to. So here's these little tabs. These were like $4. Like I said, I will link these down in the description below. Originally I was planning to use, you know, the normal tabs that came on the dividers, but then I realized I'd have to cut them and there'd be so many, so I just figured might as well just find some tabs that are already done for me, and then I don't have to worry about it. So it looks like just one little thing of these, so actually I have multiples. I could make multiple address books. That's cool. Okay, so I have my little tabs here, so let's take my very first tab, which my very first one is going to go at the very top. So let's see what these look like. They're not like super, like they're a little bit flimsier. So if you don't like flimsy tabs, this might not be you know, but hopefully like once they're in the cover, you know, they won't be getting all bent out of shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my A, because that's first, and this is going to go at the very top. I'm going to put this up as high as it can go. Whoa, the glue on here is serious. Note to self, don't put it down until you're ready. So I'm going to stick that in there. So that's at the very top. That way, hopefully I have enough room to just go all the way down. Then I'm going to take my tape runner and I'm going to just add some tape here. And that way I can tape this to my divider that I just made. So I'm doing it on these little things just because when these pop up, it really bothers me. So I'm going to tape this entire thing. Okay, just like that. I don't need to do the inside. I'm going to line it up, especially make sure it's lined up with the holes. If it's not lined up with the holes, you're going to have to repunch later. Okay, there we go. And then I have my first little divider. And I have my A. So I'm going to go through once again, and I'm going to do that step for all of these. Otherwise, like I said, we will be here forever and a day. So I'm going to go get all of these done, and then I will be right back. Alrighty, so somewhere in there I miscounted and I was missing a divider, but I remembered I had a bunch of that ColourPop one, so I remembered this time to flip it so that way it was down at the bottom. But now I have all my dividers. So I think if this was like a normal 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, they would have fit going all the way down. However, because it's a classic size, and which is a little bit shorter, you know, than a regular sheet of paper, they don't fit, but I like how it came out. So you can see I have my A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, and then I have W, X, Y, Z, and then I have X, Y, Z all on the same tab, just because, you know, those ones aren't as common. So now we get to put this gorgeousness together. So we have the hard part, the part that takes the longest. I mean, like I said, you can use old dividers and just cover up, you know, the months, and, you know, write A or use some alphabet stickers, whatever you're wanting. I just wanted to have like more of a customized and have it look, you know, more like an address book. So now I'm going to put these together. I'm thinking this is going to have to be on classic size discs just with how thick this stack already is, and I haven't even added the paper in here or the covers, so I think I'm gonna have to put these on classic size discs. So I think I'm gonna do these purple glitter heart discs for now. So I'm going to take the cover of this planner. We're gonna take this off here. I'm gonna use the black and white side, which I just find so funny because literally everything I'm using this year is just black and white. Like maybe that's what I'm wanting for 2020, is just all black and white life. But then I'm adding a little pop of color with purple purple discs on them. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to just snap all of these on first, because that'll just make it a lot easier. So we're going to get the discs on here real quick. Whoa. I think this will look pretty with like the black on it. Yeah, that looks cute. Add my little pop of purple. I don't have purple discs on my main planner, so this is kind of making up for it. All right, there we go. So my covers are all on the discs, which that's going to make it a lot easier to put the rest of this together. So I'm just going to go in and let's just get our dividers on the discs real quick and see how we're feeling and looking, and then all we have to do is add in the paper after that. Oh yeah, this is a thick planner already. It's already like at that thick point. So now I just need to take my paper, and I'm not going to do the math of figuring out how many sheets and all that. There's 60 sheets in here. I'm just going to put a couple in each section, just so I have, you know, a few here and there. We'll just spread them out. We'll see. I don't know if this whole pack of paper can fit on these discs, so I'm just going to put like random amounts, and the nice thing is I can move them all around later on, which will be perfect. Alright, so I didn't space them out any particular way. Figure I can just go back through, but the answer is yes, a whole sheet of 60 of those sheets, as well as these slightly thicker dividers, because you have to think there's technically an extra sheet on here on all of these dividers, and there's 24 dividers in here, which I should have started with, but I absolutely love how this came out. It's super cute. Okay, so my address book. Then I can open it up to my A's. And the nice thing about these contact sheets is they're back and front. So I really don't need that many in here. I definitely don't have that many contacts, but they are back and front. And or say, you know, somebody has multiple, you can definitely take up more than one for the same person if they have, you know, their phone numbers and different addresses and all of that fun stuff. But I absolutely love how this came out. Putting it all together was definitely the easy part. Again, if you're wanting more of like a customizable with old dividers, this is a great way to use some of your old dividers, or if you want to use some scrapbook paper. But then this way you can make it completely customizable to how you want your planner to be, or not your planner, your address book to be. I absolutely love this, and then I love adding this because I could use this as fun notes, or it's just a nice blank, you know, it's nothing special without looking completely boring, but you could definitely just use some regular paper. But I absolutely love how this came out, and the tabs do stay inside there. I don't know if you can see, like, none of the tabs are flopping out the way that I placed them, so they shouldn't get super out of shape, especially since they are a little bit flimsier than a normal, like, divider tab. But for the most part, they seem like they're going to hold up. I'm really excited for this. There we go, you guys. But that is a DIY address book with Happy Planner. Basically your scraps, your old planners, your old dividers. Really the only new things that I use, like everything I already had. This was just on a planner that I haven't really used, and then I only had to get the tabs. I had notes lying around, half sheet notes, and then some discs, but super easy to put together. I know a lot of people are always asking, you know, if Happy Planner has made an address book. They haven't yet. I wonder if they're going to do it now that they're starting to come out with contact sheets, or if doing the contact sheets is kind of their simple way of doing, you know, an address book. But I absolutely love how this came out. If you guys, you know, do this, let me know down in the comments, or tag me on Instagram if you're posting it. I'd love to see your own little creations. But I so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!